Oh, my sweet summer child, what do you know about fear? Fear is for the winter, when the snows fall 100 feet deep. Fear is for the long night, when the sun hides for years, and children are born and live and die, all in darkness. That is the time for fear, my little lord, when the white walkers move through the woods. Thousands of years ago, there came a night that lasted a generation. Kings froze to death in their castles, same as the shepherds in their huts. And women smothered their babies rather than see them starve, and wept and felt the tears freeze on their cheeks. So is this the sort of story that you like? In that darkness, the White Walkers came for the first time. They swept through cities and kingdoms, riding their dead horses, hunting with their packs of pale spiders, big as hounds.
Hey guys, Kevin here. And on today's Rewind, I want to talk about the White Walkers and the Wights. The White Walkers were introduced in the first episode before any of the main characters.
Head back to the wall.
Do the dead frighten you?
No.
What is it?
The significance of the threat is explained to Jon Snow by two men he greatly respects.
Do you think your brother's war is more important than ours?
No.
When dead men, and worse, come hunting for us in the night, do you think it matters who sits on the Iron Throne?
No.
Good. Because I want you and your wolf with us when we ride out beyond the wall tomorrow.
Beyond the wall?
I'll not sit meekly by and wait for the snows. I mean to find out what's happening. The Night's Watch will ride in force against the wildlings, the White Walkers, and whatever else is out there.
You know how I got moon worshippers and cannibals and giants to march together in the same army?
No.
I told them we were all going to die if we don't get south. Because that's the truth.
Always the artists.
The White Walkers and their undead army prove a formidable force when they slaughter the Night's Watch at the Fist of the First Men and the wildlings at Hardhome. Wights are zombie-like reanimated corpses that can be killed by fire. Hacking them to pieces and getting stomped by giants also seems to work. The Wights are not affected by Dragonglass, however, like their masters, the White Walkers. The White Walkers are weak against Dragonglass and Valyrian steel. But are probably immune to fire, giving them a completely different set of weaknesses than the Wights. Sam gave Jon all the Dragonglass when he went to Hardhome.
It's Dragonglass. It's what I used to kill the White Walker.
And the Dragonglass seems to have been left at Hardhome.
Dragonglass!
Off the glass! We're gonna die here!
This is a problem because the Night's Watch has no access to any Dragonglass. Yes, Stannis knows about the White Walkers, and he owns an island full of Dragonglass. But the problem with this is distance. To give you a perspective of how far away Dragonstone is from the Wall, Stannis decides to go to the Wall in episode 10 of season 3. He doesn't get to the Wall until episode 10 of season 4. To get to the Wall and back, we should expect to take 2 seasons, and that's in good weather. So we have to keep in mind,
winter is coming. Those aren't just the Stark words. That's a fact.
Winter is coming isn't just a reference to the White Walkers. It's a reference to the actual weather conditions they're going to face. So the Night's Watch has no access to any Dragonglass going forward. Some people also seem to think that Dragonglass can be made using dragons, but that's not true. Dragonglass is just obsidian, a common rock found on Dragonstone. The other White Walker weakness, Valyrian steel, is also problematic. Despite there not being any gold in Casterly Rock, Tywin Lannister was still the richest person in Westeros, and even he couldn't afford to buy a Valyrian weapon. He melted down the Stark sword ice to make 2 Valyrian steel Lannister swords. This is why it was so significant when the old Lord Commander gave Jon his Valyrian steel sword, Longclaw.
We'll be ready for this then. I thought a wolf was more appropriate for you than a bear. So I had a new pommel made called Longclaw. Works as well for a wolf as a bear, I think.
This is Valyrian steel.
It was my father's sword. His father before him. The Mormonts have carried it for 5 centuries.
Valyrian steel is usually used as ancestral blades, passed from lord to lord within a house. Thus, people usually aren't willing to part with it. The lords that have these weapons are the same lords that refused to help the Watch when Mance Rayder walked on the Wall. Only Stannis came to the Wall's defense, so we know these lords aren't willing to help. And even if they were,
Winter is coming.
they'll have a lot of transportation issues. And wars are keeping them busy. All this wouldn't matter if there were only 4 White Walkers. But if the Night's King is the Night's King of legend in the books, then he has to be thousands of years old. And if he's been doing this for thousands of years, then there has to be tens of thousands of White Walkers, all capable of doing this. Like, comment, subscribe, share, check out my other videos. I'll be back next week with another rewind.